Okay, so we're going to get started just talking about steps to success. So I want y'all to put a 1 in the chat if you really need all the tips on how to enroll customers, how to enroll distributors. If you're brand new to us, I don't want to just assume everybody knows what our steps to success is. So I'll break that down really quick before we get started. So when you think about steps to success, when you hear us say that, what we mean is every month, your goal is to get 6 brand new loyal customers and 3 brand new distributors, and you're going to run your ADBV auto shipment. Okay. So your auto shipment, those are products that you're using for yourself. You can sell them as samples to make some money back if that's something that you want to do. When you think about ADBV, just grab 3 products that you want to try. That's going to be your auto shipment. Run that every month so that you can be a product of the product. Okay. I want you to put in the chat, what are your favorite products? If people are like, well, I've never ran an auto shipment before, I don't even know what to start with. So drop your favorite products in the chat. Have y'all tried the cold brew? It is so good. I'm obsessed with it. Has anybody gotten theirs in yet? I know people on my team have. So we've been drinking the cold brew. It's so good, but you want to run your ADBV auto shipment. You want to get 6 customers and 3 team members. When you do that, that's completing your steps to success. So it's not something that you're going to get in trouble for not completing. The reason why we have it is because it's how you go Ruby. If you can get 6 people and then sign 3 distributors and teach them to get 6 customers, that's how you're going to be able to go Ruby. And then if they teach their teams to do that, then they're going to go Ruby. And that's how you go Diamond. And all the ranks in this company are just built up of a bunch of Rubies. So if you can get the steps of success, know how to do it, teach your team how to do it, and help them do it consistently, you can get to the top rank in the company. So put a 2 in the chat. If you're like, I want to go Diamond, that sounds fun. I would love to make $2,000-ish per month, $1,500 to $2,000. All right. So if you put a 2 in the chat, maybe some of you are already a Diamond and you're like, I'm trying to go triple. Okay. Either way, you've got to learn the steps of success. And this is what we're going to learn tonight. And I'm so excited for that. So I'm going to let Regina start us off, and she's going to give us tips. First off, just kind of tell a little bit about your story, super duper quick, and then tell us what you do to enroll your steps to success every stinking month and how you're teaching your team to do it, all the mindset, all the things. So just give us all the good tips on that.
So my name is Regina Potosnik. I am double. I joined the company 2.5 years ago. The reason that I joined was because my husband was the only source of income that we had for the family of 5. I have 3 boys, 3 growing, very hungry boys. And expenses like that really add up. But it's also very important to me that I stay home and raise the kids and not have to do daycare. I mean, I understand a lot of people do that, but that's just not something that we really, really didn't want to do. So I joined the company and I went Ruby actually in 3 weeks. I didn't know that wasn't normal. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was just doing what I was told, and I did it in 3 weeks, and it was really exciting. I'd never done anything like that before. I did set at Ruby for a year. That was a lot of growth in that year. My upline quit when I was in for 6 months, but it's just not in me to quit. That wasn't an option. I just figured out how to keep going. Anyways, I took the responsibility for myself and my own business. I enrolled right after my 1-year mark, went Diamond the next month, and then went double 7 months later. So if you know me, I'm very honest and upfront. I don't like, it just takes too much energy to pretend that you're not who you are. I had a really tough month in April, and honestly, it was a blessing in disguise that I didn't know that I needed, because it was personal in my life, and it kind of knocked me down in my business, and that reflected in my enrollments, that it reflected in my team's enrollments. But I still did a retreat for my team, and I'm really glad that I did that. And I know as a double, I mean, I don't have a giant team. I don't have thousands of members, but I wanted to do that for my team. And I'd say that that's probably where the biggest mindset shift happened, because during the retreat, I had like 4 or 5 different speakers to speak to my team about our mindset. Like, I knew that was the problem. I knew that that's where the lack was, because we were showing up. We were still doing the business during that really hard time in my life. You could go to my Facebook and my posts would still be there. My messages were still sent, but our mindset mine first, and then it trickled out to my team. And I really just realized that if I want to be triple, I have to show up as a triple. And I wasn't doing that. I wasn't at all. So I want you guys to ask yourself all these, whatever rank you're going for, whatever one you want to hit this year, your goal, the biggest goal for this year or whatever, are you really showing up as that person? And I wasn't at all. And it took me having triples. I had Kim Kane talk. I don't know if y'all know who Kim is. She is amazing. And she doesn't hold anything back. So that was definitely a nice little butt kick. But I had a few other, Amanda Scott, and I even told him, I was like, you guys make me feel like I'm a kindergartner. Like I've been in the business for 2.5 years, but I'm not doing the things that you're doing. So I started to really do business development. And I know we talk about self development. I mean that, but I do feel like they're each separate. There's spiritual development, there's self development, there's like belief development, but business development and leader development, that is different. I started listening to podcasts about how to be a stronger leader. I love Craig Rochelle, and I know Morgan, that's like Morgan's favorite ever, but I also like John Maxwell. He's a really good one too. So I took it up on myself. I took on responsibility and realized that I wasn't showing up as the person that I needed to. And for the steps to success, I've always been able to find customers. That wasn't where I was lacking, but I was lacking in distributors if I didn't complete each month. So I took responsibility for my own like lack of mindset, where I went, where I took my team because they fed for me. So I also took the responsibility and realized that I wasn't showing up as the person that I needed to. So I made the adjustments. And honestly, I mean, my enrollments aren't really where I want them to be this month. I mean, I would like to be doing more, but I feel really good about myself this month, about my business, about my team, about what I'm putting into my team. So one of the things that I actually am really doing, we always say to lead by example, you know, show your team that you're doing the work, they can follow. But I feel like sometimes we just say that without actually telling our team what we're doing. I mean, we say we do our task, okay, but what does that really mean? Like what? So something that I've really been doing very consistently in my group chat and Morgan's is every day I will type out a little message about what I did, like about noonish. And it's not to like brag and say I got all my tasks done. Sometimes I don't, but I'm literally telling my team, this is what I did today. This is what I've done so far today. And it's not, like I said, it's not the brag or like point fingers to say you haven't done as much as me, but it's also accountability because every time I do that, especially in Morgan's chat where it's like a bigger group of people, they're like, okay, you did that, I need to do that. It's, you know what I mean? It's just encouragement. Or I mean, some people are competitive. If that's how you have to look at it, then look at it that way. Whatever it takes you to for you to step up and see, are you really doing the thing? So how I enroll, I do get most of my distributors from host to post. Excuse me, from host to post. But I also make sure that I'm messaging for distributors. I will message anyone that hosted a post for me previously, like this year since January. Anyone that's hosted a post for me, if they're still friends with me, when I go back and look at my collections, I'm sending them a message and be like, hey, you put that post up for me. That's part of what I do in this business. Would you be interested in hearing about how I make money? I mean, maybe I don't sign them, but I planted that seed. So, but I do sign more from host to post probably than anything else. And also following up because I also don't always have them on the spot. So it's really important that you follow up and keep yourself in their mind and in front of them so that they don't forget about the seed that you planted.
That is so good. Thank you. And I love whenever you were talking about the belief, because I think that there's probably a lot of people on here right now who are like coming in and they're thinking, I'm doing all the stuff and I'm just not enrolling. And I think that the belief could be a huge part of the missing link, because if you're doing all the things, but you don't actually believe that it's going to pay off, that you don't believe that you can enroll, that you don't believe that you're worth the rank that you're shooting for, or whatever goal you have, you're going to work differently than if you did believe that it was going to happen. You're going to show up different. You're going to talk different. You're going to post different. You're going to be more excited. So all of that's going to shine through. So I love that. The belief is huge. We're going to talk more about belief tonight too, but let's go over to Kelsey. So Kelsey, my girl, tell us super quick who you are, and then a couple tips about success.
So if you guys don't know me, I'm Kelsey. I'm a double diamond. Went double in March of this year. I've been in for about 16 months now, but that's not the start of my journey. So I started technically 4 years ago. I was in the business for 23 months, never even promoted to executive. We never even talk about executive anymore because it's not even that big of a deal. We just talk about Ruby, but I never even promoted to executive. So I never even had 800 in volume, you guys, in one single month. And that's crazy to me now, like looking back, that I never had 800 in volume in a month, and now I enroll that in a month like easy. Like it's like a piece of cake to me. I can do it in a week. So I sat, and then after 23 months, I just kind of like decided that I need to step back, and I stepped back. 10 months later, I joined under Morgan, and I just went hard, all in, went executive in my first month, because that was like my first like big goal, like because I never did that. So like I did that my first month, where I really enrolled in my second month, and went diamond in my third month, and then went double at my 1 year. And now we're working towards triple, and we are like getting really close, really almost charted triple. So like things are coming. It's like in my mind, like I know that I'm a triple diamond. It just has to show up in E-Suite now. So like I already feel like I'm a triple. I just gotta, it's E-Suite's gotta catch up. And that's always what's gonna happen. So something that like really stands out to me is that I never completed my step success the first time I was in the business. Like never. I never enrolled 6 customers and 3 DTs all in 1 month. Sometimes I would enroll 3 distributors and no customers, or 6 customers and no distributors, but I never did both. So when I rejoined, it was kind of just like a click of a switch that I knew that this business was all or nothing. And you just have to remember that you are in this business for a reason, and that there's a reason why you're here, and people want the products that we have. And that's why I always keep in my head that people want this. People want to make money, and people want to lose weight. Those are the 2 number things in my head 24/7. I always know that someone wants to lose weight, because if I want to lose weight, someone else wants to lose weight. And I know that people want the products because these products work, you guys. And then I know that if I want to make money, that someone else wants to make money. Because when I started, I was working 70 hours a week, and I know that there's 1,000 other people out there like me. So I'm just out there looking for the people that are just like me. I'm out there looking for the next Kelsey and the next Kelsey and the next Kelsey who wants to go diamond in 90 days. The people that want this so badly that they will do anything that it takes to make this happen. And that's what you guys have to go for. I don't like focus on the steps. I just know it's going to happen because I'm doing the things every single day to make that happen. I don't think like, okay, I need to get 6 customers and 3 DTs today. I don't think about that. I think that if I'm doing everything I have to do every single day, if I'm doing my 6 stuff, if I'm getting my host to post up, if I'm posting, if I'm messaging, if I'm following up, if I'm doing all the things, self-development, every single thing, everything else is going to come. The customers will come, the distributors will come, my team will rally, everything will happen, because everything happens when you start working. And when you are consistent, everything else is consistent, and it all follows. Like I was just talking to one of my girls like right before we hopped on some Zooms, and I just told her that if you are consistent every single day, 6 days out of the week, because I do take a Sabbath, and I really love like Sabbaths, and you guys should all take a Sabbath. But if you're consistent 6 days out of the week, God can bless you with 6 days, with more out of 6 days a week than he can of 7. Because if you work 7 days, you're just going to burn yourself out, and you have to take a Sabbath. And so I just realized that, and today I got up 20 host posts. They're all blowing up, and you just have to do the work. Just do the work. Just do what you know what to do, because we all know what to do. We can all message, we can all post, we can all say the exact same things. I'm not doing anything different that you guys aren't doing. I'm just doing more of it, and you just have to do more of it.
That is so good. Mic drop. Put a 3 in the chat if you're like, dang. Okay, she just schooled me. Okay, y'all, I feel like I'm like, oh, yes, ma'am. Like, I'll work harder. Okay, stop yelling at me. No, I love that so much. And do y'all see how confident she is? Like, whenever she was talking about like people want the products, people need this business, like, and just the confidence that she has, it's going to portray that confidence in her conversations. Like people are going to be able to see that. And I know that right now you might be brand new or you might not have seen the results, but she didn't either. Whenever she started, her confidence grew along the way. So remind yourself too that you can gain your confidence from watching other people. So if you're not confident yet, borrow my confidence, borrow Kelsey's confidence, and know that if other people are enrolling distributors, that should make you confident enough that even if they're not signing with you, that people are enrolling distributors. And so it's possible. People want these products, people want this opportunity. And so I know that there are people that are listening to Kelsey's story and they're like, she went double in 1 year. Holy crap. Like I could never do that. Well, here's what I want you to know too, is that a year into this business, I was still Ruby. Everybody's journey is different. And I don't want you to look at anybody's journey that you hear tonight and be like, oh my gosh, okay, wow, I suck, and sink back. I want you to hold your head up high and listen to that and think, if she can go double in a year, it's pretty black and white. If I keep showing up, there's no way I can't get where she is, because all she's doing is the 6 list. All she's doing is posting, messaging, following up, doing all the things. If I do that, whether it takes me a year, whether it takes me how long it took Morgan, which is longer than a year, then I'm going to get there, because I know that if I just do the work and I show up, then it's going to happen for me. And so super black and white, just show up. If you feel like you have the belief and you're just not doing the work, start doing the work. It really is super simple. And I love that she said that she doesn't think about the customers and the distributors and put all this pressure and stress on herself to complete her steps. She just shows up. She just does the work, and she focuses on the process, not the results. So focus on the things that you need to do every day and focus on showing up, and know that that's going to pay off. And if it's not, do more of it. 10x rule. That's a book by Grant Cardone that you can get if you feel like that's something that you need. So thank you, Kelsey. Okay, we're going to go to Hannah. So Hannah, tell us a little bit about yourself and then give us all your steps to success tips.
Hey guys, so I'm Hannah. I'm a triple diamond and I've been in the business for 4 years. A little bit about me: college student when I joined, young, no kids, newly married. Now I have 3 kids, 2 and under, married, all the things. And so I promoted to triple this past January. It's been a journey. There's been ups and downs and everything in between. So whether you're on the mountaintop or you're down in the valley, like it's okay wherever you're at. The most important thing is like you just continue to show up and keep doing the things, and either you'll come out of that valley or your mountaintop you'll just continue to grow wherever you're at on that scale. So I tend to talk a lot, so I'm really trying to keep it short and sweet and to the point. So I do have some notes. How I'm completing my steps. So I don't even remember the last time in my business that I haven't completed the steps to success, because it's just, number one, it is a priority. Like I just give myself there. It is not an option to not complete them. Like 6 customers, 3 distributors, bare minimum. Like I've always been a mass enroller. So typically I try and like challenge myself to do it several times. But like bottom line, worst business month ever, steps to success. And that's a standard that I hold myself to. And when I actually started really holding myself to that standard is when I saw promotions happening and volume increases and like all of the things. So how I'm doing that. So a lot of my customer enrollment, because like I said, I am a mass customer enroller, comes from post to post and adding to my network. So that's very, very important. So I'm posting a ton about the products, and I don't worry about if it doesn't get likes or comments. Like if it doesn't get a whole lot of comments, then I will no comments, I will delete it. And in a few hours, I will post it again. I just do not stress about it. That's how I kind of do it. But I'm constantly adding to my network, so more people are being exposed to my product post and stuff like that. I predominantly work Facebook, so I dabble in Instagram. I am in no way like an Instagram like genius. Facebook is like my hardcore heart and soul. Like that's where I work my business. So I do focus a lot of my time on Facebook, but you can do the same principle on Instagram. So just insert Instagram where I say Facebook, or do both. So ways that you can get host to post up is you can have other people have your network post about the giveaway. So that's a really good way to get people into your network for either new eyes on your product post or to message them about for them to put up a product host to post. That's a really good way. So if me and Morgan were friends on Facebook, I could ask her to put up a post about my giveaway. All those comments, I would have them friend request me. Those are all adding to my network. And then from there, after you've interacted with them and kind of make yourself known with them, you can either ask them to put up a host to post for you, or they're going to comment on like a business post or fill out your influencer application or comment on a product post. So that's a really good way to kind of get that ball rolling. I post about the giveaway if I feel like it's needed and I need people who are wanting to put up to be entered. That's a really good way to get your product host to post up, as well as if I feel like I'm really struggling and that like my posts just aren't getting a whole lot of traction, then I will greenlight message for host to post. Just basically asking people on your friends list if they'll put up a host to post for you. Like, don't overthink it. Some will say no, some will ignore you, and some people will say yes. Like, I do not focus on who's ignored me, who gave me a snarky message or whatever. Like, I am focused on the people who want to do it and want to be a part. And if they don't, then they are welcome to unfriend me. Does not bother me. Another thing that I do with people who do host to post for me, and this is a really good way, is to earn sample cash, is if they put up a post about the coffee or the gummies or the TFX or whatever you're talking about, you can offer them a sample like, hey, thank you so much again for putting up a post for me. I got you entered into my giveaway. Just as an extra thank you, I've got a $3 coupon for a sample. Like, do you want it? So that's also putting money in your pocket. It's exposing them to the product. And I've had those sample people turn around and then become a loyal customer after they've tried, because you're giving them a coupon. So I still sell them for 20. So typically they would be 23 and I give them a $3 coupon and I'm still selling a sample for 20 bucks. You can do $17, you can do $18, you could do $15, like however much you feel comfortable charging for a sample pack for your Connect app, like you can do that, but I still do 20. I'm very red, I'm very money motivated, and that's a really quick way. And I've given myself goals before. I want to pay for groceries this week in sample cash. I want to fill up my gas tank in sample cash. And it really motivates me to kind of and I put the samples in my follow-up system as well. So I'm following up with people who want samples, because just like a customer, I'm going to follow up with them if they do not respond to me, or if they told me they were interested and I no longer hear from them. And then kind of what Regina said, I think it was her, if someone puts up a host to post and it gets a lot of traction, offer them the business. They say no or ignore you, okay, but what if they don't? I never would have joined the business if I would have not been asked. I would not have joined. And I was asked multiple times for 9 months. I ignored, I deleted, I unfollowed my enroller. I literally told her, I do not want to do the business. I do not offer me. And she asked me again. And that's what I always tell myself, one more time, because if she wouldn't have asked me just one more time, I would not be here. So I'm always offering people the business if their host to post got a good response. My biggest tip for increasing your enrollment, and this is exactly what I did when I went from when I promoted to double, was getting very, very, very serious about a follow-up system. I'm not talking about scrolling through my messenger, just hoping that I remember whoever told me that they wanted to order on Friday. I have a whole in-depth training of the exact system I use, and it's not my system that's magic. It's just the 222 follow-up system. It's very generic. It's what makes it magic is that I was consistent doing it. That's what made it work. So whatever system that you find works for you for follow-ups, just do that. Nothing, if you want a follow-up system, I've got mine. But the most important thing about it is just being consistent with your system. It's not necessarily what the system is. It's just the consistency of the system. And so people don't fall through the cracks. There is no, oh gosh, I forgot to message them or whatever. I got very, 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 very serious about following up. And I can see that upward trend in my e-suite when I promoted from where I was at to double. My standard of adding to my network is I want at least 25 new Facebook friends a day. And I do not mean send 25 friend requests. I mean 25 new accepted friend requests. That's a lot more than what you would think, and it's a lot more work than what you would think. And so that kind of leads me into my thing of, if you feel like you're kind of stuck in a rut and you don't exactly know what you're doing wrong and you feel like you're doing all the things, start tracking your work, because you may be surprised you're not doing as much as you thought you were. Because before I started tracking my friends list and stuff like that, I thought that I was growing my network. And when I started like actually tracking it, I realized I'm adding 4 people to my Facebook a day, and that's not gonna cut it. That's not gonna get me to presidential. So tracking it, I was able to see like, oh man, I feel like I'm doing a lot of work by sending friend requests or, you know, doing this, but that doesn't mean that everyone is accepting the friend request or actually adding to my network. And so starting to track, like if you feel like you're messaging a ton for host to post, start tracking it. You know, if you feel like you've gotten up 11,000 host to posts and then you track your messages and you've got up 4, like that's probably part of the problem of why you feel stuck, because you're not doing as much as you thought that you were doing. And that is something me and our leaders have started. We started sending a to-do list in our leadership chat every single day. And at the end of the day, we have our tracking system and we send it. And so we're keeping ourselves accountable by doing that. 2 more tips is I'm showing my face in my stories. I'm talking to my audience. I'm letting them know I'm a real person. It's very, very important. I show them every morning making my coffee. I show them using my products. I show them my life. I show them all of the things. And believe it or not, it's a very indirect way to grow your business because people fall in love with you and people buy you before they ever are going to listen to you about what you're doing or the products that you're selling. They have to like you first. Okay. So showing my face, showing my life, all of my stories, they're hooked up with Facebook and Instagram, all of that, very important. Let's see, teaching your team to get their steps done, very generic, but you're teaching them to do exactly what you do. How did you get your 6 customers? Well, I did it through host to post. Okay, now teach your team to do that. How did you get your distributors? Okay, perfect. Now teach your team to do that. And lastly, how I get my distributors and each month is I am a very, very, very big believer on like you post about the little things. Okay, and this is something that I've really had to work on since going triple, and it's not just side money. Like this business 100% supports my family. And while that's great, and while you think that that may have people like flock to VIP leaders or people who are making it, that's not the case. People join for a few $100s a month. Every once in a while, you'll get someone who wants to make a full-time income, but very, very, very few people join for a significant amount of money. Most people join for like $500-ish a month. So that is what I talk about. I don't always talk about this business supporting us. I talk about filling my gas tank up, buying diapers, buying formula, buying the little tiny, I make a list because sometimes it gets hard for me to remember like the little things. And so when I feel stuck, I will make a list in my notes. What would I do with $300 right now? That is my business post. What would I do with $100 right now? That is my business post. You know, diapers, formula, groceries, full fridge, taking pictures of my Aldi order delivered. Because not only did I buy groceries, but I paid for them to have delivery. Like those little tiny things. And if you don't have a story yet, that's okay. What do you want to do? Do you want to pay your electric bill? Great. Now talk about it. Do you want to pay off your credit card? Make your credit card payment. That's $25 a month. My first paycheck was $23. So like you can start there. Like, and then when you do that thing and then you talk about you did the thing that you just talked about, people are going to take you so serious because they're going to believe you in what you say, because so many people do an industry like this industry and then they quit. So you have to just be the person who stays, and your following is going to grow and your credibility is going to grow. And then lastly, the most important thing that I have to give you is you can do all the things, but if you're not consistent doing the things, it's not going to matter. You can run 5 miles today and that's fantastic. But if you don't do anything the rest of the week, it's not going to do your body any good. It's been more beneficial for your body to run a mile for the next 5 days than it is to run 5 miles in one day. It's the same thing with this business. You can do 400 host to post today, but if you don't do host to post on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, what you did today is not going to be as beneficial. And so massive results doesn't always take massive action. It takes very medium to large action every single day. It's medium action every single day, every day, that creates massive results, not massive action 1 or 2 days that creates massive results. Does that make sense? So that's what I got for y'all.
That was so good. Okay, if you have an emoji, if you're able to do that, if you're on your phone, drop the fire emoji. If you don't have the fire emoji and you're just on your computer, say the word fire in the chat. That was amazing. And here's what I love about that. Couple things. Number one, at the gym today, I was doing all this shoulder workout. You know, after you work out your arms and you feel like so jacked, I was like, I feel like I am so huge right now. I feel so muscular. And I was like, unfortunately, I just know that that's not how that works. And it's funny because it's exactly what you said. I have to go again tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And I'm not going to see progress today, but I know that if I keep going, I'm going to see progress. And so you have to do that with this business too. You have to make sure that you are showing up when you don't see the progress, or else you're never going to get there. And I love what you said about saying no over and over and over again to the person who enrolled you. How many of y'all stop messaging somebody because they said no to you one time? I know sometimes I do that because I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. No worries. Just like, let me know whenever you're ready. Okay. I do that sometimes, but now that just gave me a wake up call because I was like, oh shoot, I'm missing out on Hannah Reeves being on my team because I'm not out there asking them multiple times, because I know that usually it's fear. Usually it's because they don't have money. And if I follow up with them enough, I'm going to catch them at the right time when they do need this opportunity and they're willing to say yes. So following up consistently, especially with distributors, because it is going to take them longer to say yes, that should not discourage you. That should encourage you so much that it took her a while to say yes. And once she did, holy cow, was it worth those follow-ups that girl did to get her started? Yes, absolutely. And so I love that so much. Thank you. Thank you. And then the last thing she was talking about with consistency and running 1 mile a day for 5 days versus just running 5 miles in one day and then stopping. Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. So if y'all need something for that topic, if you were like, ooh, that's me, listen to the Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Okay, we're gonna go to Michaela next. I want you to share your story and then a little bit about what you do to complete your steps to success every stinking month. Is this good? Before we start, drop a 4 in this chat if you're like, let's go, this is everything I needed. Holy cow, I'm about to go enroll and I'm going to complete my steps to success this month. And I know for me, my team, when you complete your steps to success, you get to go on a retreat with me in September. So I want y'all running for this. I want you completing your steps to success. And not only that, but you're going to be growing your paycheck. You're going to be showing your family that you're bringing in that extra income that you joined for them. So, all right, go ahead, Michaela.
Hey guys, so this has been super good so far. Like, this has been amazing, and I feel like mine's gonna be a little repetitive, but at the same time, I probably have a good few extra tips in there to throw out too. My name's Michaela. I'm 25. I've been with this company for 2 years. This is actually my second time with the company, and I'm a college dropout. I'm not a mom. I'm a dog mom, and this business has absolutely changed my life. So I started 2 years ago. My enroller, Savannah Sparks, offered me the opportunity after just 3 days of me dropping out of college. So I feel like it was definitely God's like plan 110%, that I was just meant to be my home. So whenever I started, didn't have the money to start, got started anyways. Within 2 months, I went Ruby, and I stayed at Ruby for about 5 to 6 months. I got lazy. I'll just cut it to the chase. I got lazy and I wasn't doing all the things, even though I thought I was doing all the things. And then I had to really have a talk with myself and just be honest with myself and ask myself, am I doing all the things? Am I being 100% true to myself? And I started this business for a reason. So I need to stick to that reason. I need to get back into charge and commit to my business, commit to my goals, commit to my dreams, commit to my family, my future, and all the things, and just do it. And so that's what I did. It was either this business or getting another job, or a second job, because I had actually quit my job and took that risk to just quit and just do this full time. And then that's when I got a little lazy. But so I decided to recommit in December of 2019. And that next month at our conference event, I actually went Emerald. And then the month after that, I went Diamond, earned a $15,000 bonus, changed our lives. 2 months later, went double, took my boyfriend's account to Diamond. And so within 90 days, we claimed 50,000 in bonuses. And then I stayed at double for like the rest of that year up until March of this year. I went triple Diamond. And so like I said, this business has literally changed our lives. We bought our house with this and everything. But a few tips I have to say, just like kind of going back onto how I got lazy. I had to question myself, ask myself, was I being committed? Was I being true to myself and to the people that were watching me? Like, we see people all the time jump into this and then quit. and they wonder why, it's not going to work for them. It's because they're not committed to it. So ask yourself, are you 100% committed to your business, to your goals, to your family, to your future, all those things? And like we've already talked about, belief and consistency is what's going to get you there. Like, do you truly believe in yourself? And if you don't, go get some personal development done, do some journaling, and just close your eyes and think about what you want. Like, really dig down deep on what you want to be and who you want to be in the next, 2 months from now, or 3 or 6 months from now. Think about that person. And maybe it doesn't even have to be a rank. It just has to be that person and like what you aspire to be. And I think that's what really motivated me and inspired me to like level up. And then I just got really hungry for like money. I became like super red. And so I was like, you know what, this is what we're going to do. And this is how we're going to make it happen. And we're just going to teach our team to do steps to success too, and just be focused on those things by doing HAPS. That's been our main priority with this, is how host to post is how I've enrolled my customers, enrolled my distributors every single month. And just like Hannah said, like, ask people, offer them the business, even if they've hosted posts for you, and just don't give any, two thoughts to people who say no, who, bash you or whatever it may be. You just have to be focused on your dreams, your why, and your future. Those things are like the most important. That's what's going to set you apart and like keep you going further than rather the short term and like quit sooner. And if you quit on something too soon, like, you never know what's going to be around the corner in 6 months or a year from now if you quit today or tomorrow. Everything changes, everything happens when you decide to be consistent and put in the effort and the work and the belief in yourself and your dreams and your visions. So what was the other thing? I had all these things written down. The other thing I was actually going to say too, this kind of hit me. I was talking with Amber Parker about a week ago, and she shared something with me. It kind of goes hand in hand again with Hannah, what she said. And she said, if I'm trying to boil water, I can't keep turning it on and off. And I was like, whoa, that hit me hard. I mean, like, I'm already doing those things every single day, but just like in that sense of the way she said it, if you're consistent every single day and you don't shut off your work, those days, you're going to have that consistency flow and you're going to have those things. And one thing that we always talk about too on my team is that it takes 90 days to get results from something. So if you're consistent with doing something for 90 days, you're going to reap those benefits, and those seeds are going to harvest in the next 90 days, whether it be customers or distributors, as long as you're offering the opportunity, the business, the products, in different ways, you're going to have those seeds just harvest over the next 90 days. And that's where that's going to come from. It's not going to be just from tonight, you doing the work tonight, and then it's going to harvest tomorrow, but it's going to harvest in the next 90 days. And so those are just some things that we've talked about on our team, and that's helped us like be really successful and got to where we are. And I'm just super excited to be on here. Thank you for having us.
Oh my gosh, you are so welcome. Thank you so much. And what I love about this is if y'all listen to what they're saying, they all say the same thing. And I told them whenever we were preparing for this, I was like, say whatever you want, and we're not going to plan ahead. So if we all say the same thing, I want that to happen, because that will show you that we're all doing the same thing. Success leaves clues. If you want to do your steps to success, do host to post, be consistent, follow up, be excited, be confident. I love the excitement too, because the boiling water thing, I've always heard, you can boil cold water, but you boil hot water faster. So if I'm going to get a pot of water, I'm going to put hot water in the pot, because if it starts hot and I'm excited, I'm going to boil that water a lot faster. So if you want your team to get rolling, if you want to create that momentum, if you want to start enrolling people quickly, get excited. And that water is going to boil faster. Okay, thank you so much, Christy. I'm going to put you on here. So go ahead and get started with your story. And we're going to try to hurry through this so that everybody can have time to get on here. I think we have 2 more people speaking after you. So take it away, girlfriend.
All right, y'all. I'm Christy Vines. I am a triple diamond, and I started thinking about mind shift. Okay. So I started my business in February of 2019. I went diamond really fast, 2 months. I almost quit. When I decided to start back in April of 2020, I was like, I dropped down to paid rate executive in Ruby. Okay. What absolutely changed my business was host to post. But what really changed with my mindset was deciding I was going to do it. So how many of y'all have this printed out, the steps to success? I saw a comment earlier. It's an e-suite. It's under documents. But you know what I did? Because I prepared for this, because I was curious. I went through since I started and wrote down how many customers I signed every month and how many distributors. I pretty much complete my steps to success, when I first started, but I haven't missed a month. I actually only have 3 months that I don't have double digit DTs. Since I started carrying around calendars, this is my last year calendar book. This is this year's. And every single day I write down when I sign customers and when I sign distributors, because I'm very intentional about it. So the first thing was I had to decide I'm going to do this. But here's something I want y'all to answer in the chat real quick is with distributors. Do any of you have this thought? Because we're like, steps to success, let's do it. But what have any of you said, I don't want to ask because they all quit? Anybody say me? I've been there. I don't want to ask because they all quit, if you have that in your mind. And the other one is, are you insecure to ask because you don't know if you can train them? Because see, that's about you. That's not about them. But what that does is that simple mentality keeps me from asking. So I had to overcome that. And here's a couple things I want to tell you. When we're talking about distributors, there's different kinds of distributors. There's box fillers. That can be your spouse, your mom, your sister, your cousin. They're people that you know aren't going to work, but we have to have people to fill boxes, right? So we've got box fillers and then we have workers, but there's different kinds of workers. You've got your slow and steady. You've got your runners and you have your shooting stars. Your shooting stars are those that like, boop, and then they're gone. They fizzle out. You know what I mean? So there's so many different types of distributors, but we need them all, but we're not going to find them unless we ask. And so I think somebody already dropped an ask in the chat, which was really cool, but host to post is what's going to keep this wheel rolling. It's what's kept it rolling for me. I'm going to drop something in the chat for y'all that I put into practice in March. It's a 3-part training and it just has to do with printing out your friends list, because I don't know about y'all, but so often I didn't know where to start. When I printed out my friends list off of Facebook, it helped me know every single day exactly who to message. So I send out 90 messages a day. I do it one column at a time, about 30 messages at a time, to ask people to post for me, because we are in the business of conversations. So when you are in conversations, it's going to lead to signing customers and signing distributors. And the last thing that I'll say is, when you're trying to replicate this with your teams, your distributors, here's what you do. You have to be consistent, because what do? We teach. We teach. You gain the knowledge, you put it into practice, you gain experience, but you keep doing. It's called conditioning. I'm a runner. I love what you were saying about running. So you have to continue to do it just because you've done it before and just because you know. We will grow our businesses consistently and sign people who want to work when we consistently work, and we're just sharing the message in our message groups. Hey, this is what I did to sign a distributor. Hey, this post is really working for me as a host of posts. Posting is only part of it. If you are only posting, you're not working. It's a piece of it. People already covered tasks, but just know that messaging is absolutely key to complete your steps to success every single month.
That is so stinking good. All right, so I don't want to add too much fluff in between because I want to make sure we get to everybody. So let's go ahead and go to Courtney Baker, but I want y'all to drop a 5 if something that Christy said hit home for you and you were like, oh shoot, that's what I needed, because that was amazing. Christy, thank you so much. I don't know about you, but I really want some double-digit numbers for distributors every single month, except for 3 of my business. Like, that's crazy. That's so inspirational. So, all right, Courtney, let's go, girlfriend. Okay, I'm so excited. Tell us a little bit about you. It was so nice to meet you at the lagoon and all that stuff. So tell us who you are. Give us all
I'm Courtney, and I'm actually a mom of 3. So I've been in the business for 3 years now, going on 4. And I was at Ruby, but was struggling with maintaining my Ruby for years. And then after conference in January, I just had a complete mind shift. And I went Emerald when I got back from conference in January, and then went Diamond the next month. And what I had to do is literally just revamp the way my perspective was. I was too worried about what I couldn't do and wasn't doing rather than what I could be doing. And like I heard someone said at the beginning of this, is you've got to continue to do more of what you do. You don't like the results, you keep doing more of it, because it's going to just give you more and more in return. So I learned that consistency and mindset, you have to be able to build it every single day. You don't, even when you feel like you've got it and you're on top of it, continue to work on your personal development, whether you need more looking into leadership, or if you're just trying to be more confident in yourself, you need to work on those areas and don't feel like you are just like, I'm trying to get my words right, but just make sure that you stay on top of your game, even when you feel like, oh, I've got it. You really need to continue being consistent with that. Another thing I wanted to make sure I shared was that I do reach out messages. I start from my friends list from A, and every day I go through it. And once I finish, I just start over again. And as you are doing host to post, you get more and more people into your network, and that's how I also build my network. I just do more and more host to post to bring in more and more new friends in my network, and that's basically all I do.
I love that. It's so stinking simple. And how cute is her accent? Louisiana accent. I'm like, just keep talking. I can listen to you all day. But it's so simple. She just does the work. I put the 6 list in the chat. I don't know what you go by. If your team goes by the KPI list or the 6 list, it's all the same thing. It's doing the work. And so whenever we say something about doing the work, showing up, getting your tasks done, that's what we're talking about. That 6 list that I put in there. So if you don't have that written down somewhere, write that down, but that's going to be what you're doing every single day to be able to pull this off. So you can do this. If we can do this, you can do this. Notice we're all from different states. We're all from different places. We have all different backgrounds, and we're all successful with this. So it's not a one size fits all. There's nothing that you have to do or any special talents that you need to have to do this. We're all doing this, and so can you. So, all right, last but not least, thank you so much, Courtney. Caitlin, okay, tell us a little bit about you, and then tell us all your tips.
Absolutely. Hey guys, this has been so good. I'm so excited. So my name's Caitlin Reynolds. I'm 26. I actually joined this business back in February of 2016. So I've been here for a little over 5 years. And when I came across this business, I actually was working 3 to 4 jobs. I was a workaholic, working all the time, never saw my family, never saw my friends. And honestly, growing up, seeing both my parents work multiple jobs, that's all I knew that was normal for me. And so also, anybody else on here been a college student? For myself, I actually went to college. I tried college, and at the end of the day, I hated it. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I felt so lost. I was praying. I was like, what is my purpose in life? I changed my major like 5,000 times. And so I ended up dropping out of college, and that's why I was working so many jobs, because I was like, well, obviously, if I'm not in school, I got to do something to pay the bills. And so I started working so much. And as I was working so much, it got to a point where I was working 6 to 7 days a week. And I was like, is this literally it? Like, I literally remember, just waking up so early and commuting an hour to one of my jobs, and just, it was exhausting. I was literally so exhausted in between all my jobs. And I was like, there's gotta be more to life. So I prayed for an opportunity. I was like, Lord, am I supposed to go back to school? Am I supposed to find a different career? What am I supposed to do? And little did I know, a girl on Facebook would randomly offer me this business. And I'm telling you guys, offer the business. This random chick, I saw she lived in the same similar area as me. I actually live right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. And she simply offered me the business. She's like, I see you're on social media all the time. I think you'd be good at this. And she followed up with me multiple times. And the reason I say that is she still laughs at me still to this day. But she's like, Caitlin, you left me on red for months. And I'm like, I didn't leave you on red on purpose. I left you on red because I was busy. In between so many jobs, I would forget to respond. I mean, put a 2 in the chat if you've ever forgot to respond to a message. So many times, right? And so, she continued to follow up with me. And I thank God she did, because finally she sent me an opportunity video. I watched it and I signed up, and it took me 4 months to go Ruby. I did not move super fast, but I was just super excited. And it took me 2.5 months before I signed my first distributor. So I want to say that is, I didn't always complete my steps to success. It took me 2.5 years to actually complete my steps to success. And and the reason being is, for the longest time, I told myself, I can't sign distributors. I'm afraid to train these people. I don't know how to find these people. I was confident with customers. I was like, oh yeah, like I just followed the training. But at the end of the day, I was like, I don't know how to sign distributors. And it wasn't until I reached a point when I went to conference. So hello, if you're going to conference, put a 3 in the chat. And if you're not, you need to log into eSuite and get your conference ticket, because conference is what also gave me the belief that I could sign distributors, and that the business, with offering the business to people need this business opportunity. I needed this business opportunity, and we are doing a disservice not offering this to people. And so it was when I went to conference in 2018, the Dark Horse, if you guys were here, that literally changed my life. And I came home and I went on YouTube and I just watched every video I could, how to sign distributors, how to mass enroll. And I was self-sufficient. I didn't wait for my leader to give me trainings. I didn't wait on any of that. I was self-sufficient. I knew I had to make this business work, because at that time in my life, I was dating a guy and we were talking about marriage. And I knew there is no way I can pay for a wedding if I'm not making a lot of money with it works. Like there's no way. I'm not going to be working all these freaking jobs the rest of my life. And so I knew I had to get my head down and watched all the videos, and I just started doing all the things. And so that goes to show is I went, it took me from that point, a few months later, I went diamond, then went double diamond. So within a year of going all in, I went double diamond. A couple months later, quit my jobs, been home full time for a little over 2 years. And we went triple diamond last year. And I just recently moved into my own apartment, literally less than a month ago, and it's brand new, all on my own. And this never would have happened before this business. And I just want to say that, you know, I've dreamed so big because of this business, but also had I, you know, had such small vision, I wouldn't have ever gotten here, which is just so crazy. But basically what I want to say is, with my tips for distributors, first off, because I have completed my steps to success pretty much every single month for the past, I mean, there might have been like 1 or 2 months I missed, but in the last like 2.5 years, I haven't missed. And when I was going diamond and double diamond, I was signing 10, 15 distributors every single month. But it wasn't until I had that belief within myself that I could, and that I would find the people that I knew that were meant to be here. And so first of all, I prayed over my team. I pray that the right people do come into my business. And I also pray people out. And a lot of people don't say that, but I have, over the past few years, I have prayed people out of my business because there was a lot of negativity and hate in my organization. I was truly like, Lord, I want the people out that are not meant to be here, and I want the people that are meant to be here to be here. And I went through a major transition for a month or two. I was like, oh man, my business is changing so much. But at the same time, now I have more joy in my business. And so the ways I sign distributors, first off, especially if you're brand new or if you're going after a promotion and you're not being loud and proud about your promotion, you need to put that on social media. You need to talk about this promotion that you're going after and what it's going to do for you and your family, because that's going to, you not even achieving it yet, just sharing what your goals are with other people. That's how I sign my distributors. That's how, when I was going diamond, never signed distributors really. It was when I was just claiming my goals. I talked about how I was going diamond, how I was going to be able to open up a savings account, how I was going to be able to do this. And, you know, and at the time when me and my boyfriend at the time, we were talking about marriage, I talked about how this was going to help cover the wedding expenses. And the thing is, at the end of the day, you do want to talk about the small things, but also talk about the big things too. Talk about what different goals you want to accomplish. And when I actually hit the rank of, so I got engaged in the end of oh my gosh, it's been like a complete blur. The end of 2018 into 2019, I had gotten engaged, went double diamond in February of 2019. And then 6 days later, my fiance at the time called it quits, and I shut down immediately. But what I want to tell you is I was so consistent. I took 2 mental days. I went all in March of 2019, and I signed the most amount of distributors I've ever signed, 17, which is huge for me, because I went from someone signing 0 to maybe 3 a month to all of a sudden all these people were coming to me, was because I had no distractions. I knew I had to make the business work. And so I was just so focused on finding my dream team, offering the business to every single person that likes my photos. If you're not doing that, I've been doing that since I first joined, and that's how I sign my distributors. Offer the business to every single person that likes your post, even if it's lifestyle. If you made a lifestyle post and it's about you and your family and you got a bunch of likes on it, you better go message all those people and offer them the business. Thank them for liking your photo and just simply saying, hey, I'm not sure if you'd be interested in this, but could you by chance use some extra income? I see you're on social media, you're liking my photo. Like, simply offer them the business and you'd be surprised how many people say yes. And so I message every single person that likes all my photos, business or lifestyle. And of course, if it's a product post, I'll let them know about the products. And then I also claim my goals. I talk about what my goals are, or if my team is up for a promotion, I will talk about their goals, what this promotion is going to do for them, because I don't want it to be all about me. I want it to be about my team as well. And so you can do that as well. And then also, once you start signing team members, post them on your stories. Talk about, hey, I just welcomed Susie to the team. She's a mom of 2, and I'm so excited. I get to help her bring in an extra income for her and her babies. That has attracted so many distributors. I've gotten so many people just from sharing my success in my stories. I message people that view my stories, but also everybody else has talked about host posts. I offer the business to every single person that does a host post. I actually just signed my rock star that just joined about 2 weeks ago from doing a host post, and she just boxed herself Ruby. She's already enrolled so much volume, and she joined on the spot. And not everybody's going to do that, but you have to offer the business to every single person that does a host post. They're already posting for you. They're already posting about the products. Why not offer them the business? And I can share my message in the chat if you like, but I got it from Haley Cox. It's literally gold. But another thing is following up. I am annoying when it comes to following up, but following up with voice clips has been a total game changer. I always love having voice clip conversations. Obviously, I'm busy sometimes, and well, we're all busy. Whenever you're busy and you have kids in the background, I'm not a mom, but like whenever my dog's acting crazy in the background or something, I'm not afraid to voice clip and be like, yeah, my dog's acting crazy. Oh my gosh, I got to give you that more info. And then I'll send them info. But also another thing I want to share about DTs is having a system. For 2 years, I didn't have a DT system. I didn't know how to talk to people. And so once you figure out that system, hey, this is how I'm going to tell them about the business. Hey, this is going to be my next step. Once you have that system in place, it's effortlessly. My entire conversations for DTs, they all flow the exact same way. As soon as somebody's interested, I literally say, awesome, I'd love to give you more info. Tell me about you and how much income would help you and your family. I ask them what their why is, because right off the gate, I know what their why is. And then I can go straight into about the business. And then as for the products, of course, host to post. Literally, host to post is what took me from going diamond to double diamond to triple diamond and now working towards presidential. Host to post will change your life because it's massively going to help you grow your Facebook friends list. And that's how I maxed out my Facebook friends list in the beginning. And then I'm also, you're going to find new people that you're offering the business to that do host posts. You're going to be finding new people on the spot. I mean, I've been doing rap host to post, literally game changer. I've signed LCs on the spot from that, but also I follow up with the people. So if you're getting all these people to do host to post, make sure you're going back to your old host posts and following up with all those people, because they might not have been ready to order on the spot. And just like all of us, we probably didn't join on the spot. You were probably a follow-up to somebody. So make sure you're following up with people, because just because they didn't join or order on the spot, that doesn't mean that they're not interested. It just means it might not have been the right time. And also, if you're sharing your own personal before and afters, you need to get your hands on these products, you guys. The products are freaking bomb as heck. I want to know what y'all's favorite product is, because mine, I love the freaking coffee. I love the celery. And I remember when I first joined this business, I was so insecure about my stomach. I'm not a mom, but I was so insecure about my stomach. Anybody else? Like, I had this major gut issue. I was like, what the heck is wrong with me? And literally the greens, the celery changed my life, you guys. And same with the cleanse. When you share your excitement with the products online, even a 2-day cleanse, you guys, get the cleanse. Use the 2-day cleanse, talk about how excited you are to use it, and talk about what it did for you in 1 day, in 2 days. People are going to flock to you. They're going to be like, what is this? What is this? Just be consistent. Post on your stories, share what you're using. You're already using social media. Why not just share the products you're using and what it's doing for you? But you don't have to be a walking sales ad. Just be yourself and share your excitement. And so I know that was like a lot of information, but I think that was one last thing I was going to share. Be consistent, but yeah, also be yourself too. Be yourself when you're making posts. And I know for myself, when I first joined, I'm not a mom, but my upline was a mom. And it was so hard for me to relate how to post and all the things. But at the end of the day, just be yourself on social media. People want to join you because you're being you. People want to order the products because you love the products and what they're doing for you. And also share your customers' results as well too. We actually have a customer page. And so what we do is, of course, we get their permission, but you can actually crop their name if they're not comfortable and share their results on your story slides. Be like, oh my gosh, my girl, just lost like 2 pounds on the gummies or whatever, and have a photo of you. Even if you don't have your own results, share other people's results, because people are going to cling to that. And also do polls as well too. You want to make sure when you're doing polls in your stories, always positive. Talk about how you're working from home. Talk about how you're helping other people. And so I know that was like a lot of information, but hopefully.
So good. Thank you so much, guys. This was incredible. Thank you, Caitlin. Those are insanely amazing tips. Okay, I want everybody, before we jump off, to comment in the chat, what is one thing that you're going to do differently after this Zoom? What's one piece of action that you're going to take because of what you heard tonight? So while you're commenting that, I wanted to remind you of the belief that we talked about tonight. Make sure that you believe. And if you don't believe, start writing affirmations every day and start writing the things that you're afraid of. If you feel like, oh, I can't sign distributors, start writing every day. I am a distributor enroller. I enroll rock star distributors who are excited to work. Okay. Start that belief by journaling the opposite of what you feel, and you're going to start to believe that that's true. Share your goals. Talk about the small things. People want to know where you're going. They want to follow somebody who knows where they're going, and they're going to cheer you on, so that whenever you hit that goal, it's not just like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's like, yes, she finally did it. That's incredible. And I did that at the beginning of my business too. That's what I talked about whenever I didn't have a story. I hadn't made a single dollar with this business yet, but I talked about the gas money I was going to be able to pay for. I talked about the groceries I was going to be able to buy because of this business. And it was the little things like that that got people interested. And remember to ask people. It's a numbers game, and you're going to ask a lot of people, and a lot are going to say no, but you have to focus on the ones who say yes. You have to focus on the ones who do host a post for you. You have to focus on the ones who do comment on the host a post, because it can get easy sometimes to look at all the people who aren't doing what you want and not showing up, and your team that doesn't work. But if you start focusing on the things that you want more of, your focus forms your future. So if you start focusing on the things that you want to attract more of, you're going to start getting more of what you want. So thank y'all so much for jumping on here. I'm going to have Caitlin make sure that she sends me the host a post and the other thing that she was talking about, I think the message that she was sending. And I love y'all. I'm so glad that you hopped on here. I hope that this was helpful for you. And I